All right, so here we have it. Here we have it. The Super Bowl winner is in. The Philadelphia Eagles 40, Kansas City Chiefs
Oh man.
22. Man. I really, I'm kind of speechless about this whole thing, but I want to do it. I want to do it right, man.
Yeah.
I want to break this thing down the right way.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
I have so many just thoughts running through my mind right now, man. Um,
Well, first and foremost, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mirror Image Podcast. Listen, we're going to go over Super Bowl 59 from top to bottom. There's
one
a
of the
lot.
worst Super Bowls in history.
There's a lot to discuss. But this is your boy P Way here with TP Way, and I don't know, man. I want to start this off with a question, man. My question I have for you is who I don't know who's feeling it more right now, Drake or Patrick Mahomes.
Giant fans. Giant fans. I mean, this whole thing started off bad, man. I want to start from the very beginning, like even before the game even started.
Let's talk.
Just watching the pregame show and the things like that, man. One of the very first things that I seen was Michael Strahan waving the Eagle flag. Pissed me off, man. Pissed me off to the highest level of festivity, man. I told y'all, I've been telling y'all, man, these last few shows that I've been experiencing the most kind of like soft shit from Giant fans and from old Giant players, ex-Giant players, and everything. And for Michael Strahan, who's supposed to be a New York Giant legend, New York Giant Hall of Famer, somebody who's supposed to be a lead representative for the New York Football Giants, you want to kiss Saquon Barkley's ass so much that you just strip yourself away from all dignity, and before the everything could begin, we see your happy ass waving a Philadelphia Eagle flag. For what?
That's on Cam forever too. It's a wrap.
For what? I can only imagine Cam Newton, Jake Delhomme, Steve Smith in the beginning of a Super Bowl game where the Atlanta Falcons are about to play?
Yeah.
And they waving a Falcon flag.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You could show love to Saquon Barkley if that's what it is without doing the most embarrassing shit ever. You could have got the love off without waving the Eagle flag. There's nothing that Michael Strahan right now can say to any Giant fan to make us understand what is going on through that man's head. And to be honest with you, we got to have a meeting. Giant fans, we got to have a meeting about some type of penalty when it comes to Michael Strahan, because that was the first thing that happened in this whole thing that kicked it off on.
I definitely agree. You guys are in a state of crisis. You guys are definitely in a state of crisis. When you have a legend like that, like you said, waving an Eagle flag before a Super Bowl game and rooting for the Eagles, you guys are in a state of crisis. Between you, Mahomes, today, and Drake, you guys are all in the same playing field right now.
This was bad, man.
Yeah.
This was bad. Let's get into the game. I will again. I do want to start from the bottom all the way to the end. I don't know if you can even recall, but I was watching the pregame show and the things like that. They sung the national anthem, and they had the band come out. I personally can't remember a time where it seems like there was so much before a game started.
Yeah. No. I think that's just part of having Jay-Z on board and the kind of the influence and environment that he has had in these in the Super Bowl operations. This is a lot of stuff that he has some type of play in, and you see these influences come into the entertainment level as they're really tapping into their cities and really, showing what these host cities have to offer. And then when you have, like the band and stuff like that coming to play, they're just really trying to, captivate the moment.
Dope, super dope. I think everything around the actual game was dope. I think they
Definitely.
did everything beautifully. I actually liked it. I liked it. It was fun. It was entertaining. Like you said, it was very New Orleanish. I've never been to New Orleans, but it damn sure made me want to, visit.
Right.
It gave you that feel. But again, dope. Um, but yeah, on to the game, man. On to the game in itself. Trash. Absolute trash, man. I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna lie to you. I actually thought about this um earlier in the week. I did think about, when was the last time we've seen like a blowout in the Super Bowl? Because it's been a minute.
Hmm.
And it's funny because I thought about that earlier this week and then this happened.
Last time was the
Um
Eagles, I thought, right? The Eagles when they won. Who was that they beat the first time? The Nick Foles Philly special. They beat Brady, right?
yeah, but that wasn't a blowout, was it?
I thought it was a blowout. I gotta go back and check the
Meaning
score of that one.
it kind of dominated. It seemed like they dominated the game, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But I want to say this, man. Patrick Mahomes, um, you were an absolute disappointment, man. You
Hmm.
were an absolute disappointment. I understand that the offensive line gave you nothing to really work with, um, but you also didn't help the situation at all either. And I think you were very big headed going into this game, man, because I've watched the amount of ads and commercials that you were in was ridiculous. And maybe, I mean, it showed the maybe you were not as prepared as you really needed to be for this big game because you were going around doing shit like dressing up like a fake ass Batman and shit like that and doing all of this extra shit. But it showed that he wasn't prepared and it was a bad game by Patrick Mahomes. Until further notice, we need to keep Brady's name out the same sentence as Patrick Mahomes, man. This
Yeah,
this was this was a bad performance, man.
yeah. But
Bad
this goes.
performance.
Yeah, and I agree. I think this goes back to what I've always said about people overvaluing quarterbacks.
Yeah, yeah,
They're so quick to put Mahomes with the Brady conversation. I understand what he's doing is really good, but let's take everything one season at a time. Let's let
yeah,
these quarterbacks come in and develop. You know, I don't think really either quarterback dominated this game, and either quarterback was the reason why their team were victors.
yeah.
You
I
know,
agree. I
um,
agree.
this was the Philadelphia Eagles having a great defensive performance.
Hmm.
I thought the Chiefs defense, excuse me, did a good job of stopping the run game, which we knew
Yeah,
was going to be the case. They're going to put
yeah,
the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands, and basically, the Chiefs shot themselves in the foot and gave the game away to the Eagles.
yeah,
And the Eagles were able to get some field goals and touchdowns early and just extended their lead, and the game was over.
for
So,
sure.
yeah, Mahomes played horrible. This was the bad time for him to play one of the worst games I've seen him play in his career.
Oh man.
And when you're having a team like this with this defense who's only rushing four,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The whole game, they didn't. I don't think they ran a blitz one time, which is crazy.
yeah. It's something about like when Mahomes, when he looks bad, he looks bad. Like,
Yeah.
it has to do with also his style of play, because what makes him great is when plays break down, he's able to keep them alive. So when that factor isn't clicking,
Hmm.
I mean, it makes you question why people, may consider him a great one if you're not aware of, his game type thing. Because it just when stuff breaks down, man, it just gets ugly. It gets ugly. And hats off really to the Eagles. I can't even lie. As painful as it takes for me to say it, the Eagles just came in there prepared and they was too much for them. There was too
Yeah.
much for him. And like you said, Jalen Hurts, people are not going to notice, and people may not, say that Jalen Hurts um, kind of lacked, especially in that first half, because of what the score was. But again, it was everybody around Jalen Hurts made things so easy that it made it easy for him. Like he didn't have to do much at all, and it was a clear just domination.
Hmm.
It was a clear domination.
And I agree with that, but I don't want to lose the light on Jalen Hurts because I understand what you're saying, and I'm echoing the same thing. I don't think this was a quarterback won game from either quarterbacks at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think the right quarterback going against Jalen Hurts today could have made it a game.
yeah,
This was just a very, very bad performance by the Chiefs O line and Patrick Mahomes. Um, but Jalen showed in that first half he's a little inconsistent with his arm. But what he did do great today was running the ball, extending drives, and getting first downs.
yeah,
So you do have to give him that credit.
yeah.
Um,
I do. Yeah,
and then that's why AJ Brown got frustrated at some point. There were times when he was running, his receivers were wide open. And
yeah.
that's always been Jalen Hurts, kind of weakness. He
Right.
sometimes doesn't know when to get rid of the ball. He can make easy throws. They're there. He just chooses not to throw it because he processes a little slowly.
Yeah, I don't like when people try to make it seem like AJ Brown is just like the bad guy or the bad attitude guy because
Yeah.
someone who, especially someone who used to play receiver, is like, nah, man, you want to be a part of the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you know your capabilities, you want to be a part of the action and you know what you bring to the table. So if you beat a guy or if you feel like you're open or if you feel like you could add to the game, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna come to the sideline frustrated. Yeah, you're gonna come to talking to coaches and start talking to the quarterback and trying to see what needs to be done so that you could get the ball. I
Right.
think if you're acting anything other than that, then there's a problem as a receiver.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, man, ain't really too much ain't really too much to really break down this ass whooping. I mean from everybody, man,
Yeah.
everybody on that Eagles side. They're a stacked team, and they just collectively, man, they look good. They
Yeah.
look good.
Shout out
Um,
shout out to that defense, man. Shout out to
yeah,
that
the
defense.
defense wins games. It's it's
And
it's cliche, but
yeah, in the NFL, you can rush four and get pressure and don't
yeah,
have to blitz.
yeah,
That's a great defense.
yeah, man.
It's a
Yeah,
great
I'm gonna
defense.
find some hate somewhere throughout this show where I can find some hate because I just don't feel right with me. I'm not gonna give the Eagles way too much credit because at the end of the day, I am a New York Giant fan that doesn't believe in that. I will
I
say,
just you just gotta look at them from a management level. They're just doing everything right. When you win your first Super Bowl and you really start to see how they built this team from their choice number one to get Jalen Hurts. They looked at Jalen Hurts as a quarterback who went to Alabama. He lost his job to Tua. Then he had to transfer to Oklahoma, and they saw his physical talents and the way he can run the ball.
mm,
And what they did was they built a running team. They built a running team, and then they went and they got the AJ Brown and they got the Devontae Smith to go inside of him. And then the biggest steal, obviously, is when they went and got Saquon Barkley from you
yeah.
guys.
Well, I will say this though. It didn't start off like that because when they got Jalen Hurts, they were doing Jalen Hurts pretty dirty, and
Mm-hmm.
they wasn't giving Jalen Hurts the respect that people would think that he should have gotten as when he first got to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember they were sitting him a lot when he was playing decent.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that they the Eagles in particularly, they're the reason I would say that we didn't make the playoffs one year because they literally sat Jalen Hurts while the last game of the season, he
Right.
was he was about to win the game and they took him out. Like I remember Eagle fans feeling like, oh no, what are they doing? What's
That was
going
to,
on right now?
that was to get to the playoffs, right?
For who to get to the playoffs?
They were already in the playoffs.
No, 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 no. No, they were already out.
Oh, okay.
It was between us and I want to say Washington.
Mm.
And if they win that game, we gonna win. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so that was what that one was.
Yeah.
But we have the great one man in the chat, really trolling right now. Says Saquon got a ring as soon as he left the Giants. Keep rocking, fellas.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
I,
That's
is he is he trolling? I mean,
I mean, just the fact that he's mentioning it at this time. I
it
mean,
happened. I mean,
I think, yeah. I mean, really, this is not about the Giants at all. It's about the Chiefs. It's about the Eagles, but it is about the Giants. Like as far as the Giants community is concerned, if you are a New York Giant fan, For those who can remember what they seen on Hard Knocks, ultimately it says a lot about the Giants. And so as a Giant fan, man, this is another bad day. And as a Giant fan, also, you just feel like you took many losses, man. Even after our last game that we played.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At a management level, Philadelphia Eagles are doing the best in the NFC East, and then behind that would be Washington now. Like I said, they built this program the right way. They focused on, they got Jalen Hurts and they drafted him. That was a question mark, but they already knew in their mind they're going to establish a run-dominant team. Yeah. And then what did they do? Remember, they stole and got Jalen Carter in the draft when people were didn't want to draft him because of the stuff that was going on with him out of Georgia.
Right.
They drafted him. They built a O-line and a D-line. They started with that, which is always the formula in the NFL.
Yeah.
And yes, Jalen Hurts was inconsistent, but like I told you guys, in the NFL, having your quarterback is not going to automatically put you in no Super Bowl. Joe Burrow was the best quarterback this year and then didn't make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So they built it the right way. And this is my whole point was the Giants, on the other hand, did the exact opposite. Literally did the exact opposite. And I think that this game, for them to win this championship, your GM should be fired now. And this completely lets everyone know that this was the greatest mistake a GM has ever made in the history of the NFL.
No, not that. No, it wasn't that. But he should be fired for a few other things. For a few things. Yeah, I do agree. But they already said he's coming back. John Mara already wrote a letter to the public, said that head coach, Coach Dable, and Joe Schoen is coming back. But
it's not the greatest mistake in history of the NFL.
No. What people have to understand is that Saquon was never going to be this for the New York Giants. Like you're saying it, but you're not putting it all together. The truth of the matter is, you also have to have the financials. You have to have the withal to put that cast around him. You have to have that supporting cast around Saquon for him to look like what he's looked like.
They had that.
Who's had that?
The Giants had a chance to do that.
When
they first drafted Saquon.
Oh, well, no, but you can't put Joe Schoen in there then.
When did he come in? When Joe Schoen come
in 2022.
Did he give the deal to Daniel Jones?
Yes.
Okay, well, there you go. See?
But that's not, people are mistaken about that. I don't want to keep having this back and forth with that, but that's not how it went down. That is a narrative that people believe that it went down, and it wasn't just that cut and dry. It wasn't.
That's a lot of money you gave that you could have used on O-line.
But that's not how it's going to work, though. You don't have enough to pay a quarterback. You don't have enough to pay an O-line and pay your running back.
Then they shouldn't have done it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, everything is in hindsight. It's easy for you to say that now.
No,
it's easy for people.
I remember a lot of people for a lot of years were saying the same thing about Daniel Jones. It's been pretty consistent.
Trust me. Nobody was. Well, I'm not gonna say nobody was saying it, but nobody felt this strongly about it when Daniel Jones took us to the playoffs in 2022. But I don't want to make this about that because we've had this discussion.
Yeah,
I do want to take the time though to talk halftime.
Okay,
talk halftime. I'm gonna just go ahead and say this, man. Greatest halftime performance of all time. I'm just throwing that out there. I see a lot of people who lack melanin is upset and saying that the halftime performance was horrible and all these things of that nature. I'm gonna put it like this, straight with no chaser. This is one of those halftime shows where if you know, you know. If you don't know, it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you, and you wouldn't get it. But Kendrick Lamar, man, standing ovation from start to finish, man.
Yeah, he killed it. I thought it was phenomenal. Just the messaging behind it, I like the whole PlayStation artwork, playing games on so many different levels, on way the
Yeah,
game is being played, on a society level, on a national level, on a hip hop level,
yep,
and his personal. It's not even personal, but the beef that he's using to get
yep.
his message across that level. Man, if you Drake, like how you feeling? Like this is
Drake,
this is
Drake is
history.
Drake has to understand. Drake has to know when to just get out of Dodge. Drake is doing just way too much. Like
Yeah.
you come into concerts with fake ass bullet holes and shit. That's corny. That is corny. And I don't
And
want to
it
make.
was I seen the clip, it was the walk, looking
Come
like I got
on,
shot up.
man.
The whole thing. I was like, yo, what you
Come on,
doing?
man. Just go silent for a little while. Go
Yeah.
silent for a little while. Make people miss you. You know what I mean? Things always blow by.
Hmm.
Things always blow over. That always happens like that. This is just a moment for you right now where it's just not your time. But I feel like the more he tries to be creative and sassy to try to like be throw little jabs back at the situation,
Yeah.
he's just punching back at himself at the end of the day.
Right.
But again, back to the Kendrick performance, starting off with Samuel Jackson as Uncle Sam was beautiful.
Fabulous.
Oh, I mean, that was just dope in itself, man. I mean, Samuel Jackson is up there with Morgan Freeman when it comes to narration, and that is the perfect guy that you want to have, play that role that he played in this performance.
And I think a lot of people resonate that role with Django, with him playing the butler.
Okay,
You know what I
okay,
mean? So I think subconsciously people kind of already see that when they
right,
see him
okay,
playing that Uncle Sam role. So
yeah.
really dope, really well thought out. Which I knew he had something special going on, but that was a good move.
And he was hilarious throughout that whole thing.
He
Like,
was.
like the part when he was like, oh, he was like, oh, they like you just don't get it type thing. Like he was the background ad libs that he was adding
Hmm.
to the whole thing.
Hmm.
At the end before he performed, not like us when
Hmm.
Samuel was like, okay, you at the finish line.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
almost there. Like, oh,
yeah. When he slowed it down, I was like, all right, now,
yeah,
now we talking. There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
But you get back to that other stuff. I like
Yeah,
that.
man. And
Yeah,
then the message in between the whole thing where he was just like, yo, Kendrick, none of that ghetto and loud shit. Like,
hmm
that was just dope, man. That was
hmm
just super dope. And Kendrick Lamar also, he didn't do a lot of the theatrics. Not too much fireworks, not no backflips, wasn't on skates, wasn't whatever. But the performance was powerful.
hmm
It was powerful. You still felt it. There was a lot of good rapping up there, rapping live,
hmm
word for word. It's just the performance overall, man. It was just dope. It was
Yeah,
dope, man.
definitely, definitely. And like I said, I like the segue into some of his movements from piece to piece. I
Mm-hmm.
like you having the dancers wearing the red, white, and blue, but
Yo.
let's be clear, it was an all black dancing crew.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's telling you who he's reaching out to unite,
Mm-hmm.
who he sees as the true American people as well. Um, Not to seclude, but to prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was very, very unique. And just like you said, using no background vocals, to rap and continue to go. That's hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously, I love the pump fakes of throwing the not like us jabs in
Oh
there and setting it up.
yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah, but maybe
Yeah.
also use the message like you're not going to silence me. You're
Right.
not going to stop me from being me, regardless of who you are.
Yeah.
I'm going to be unapologetically black
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And then he came out with the anthem of the year.
Yeah.
So,
And the reason why I keep looking over here to the left, I got the TV on. I'm just trying to figure out who they give the Super Bowl MVP to. I'm believing that it's going to be Jalen Hurts.
they did.
Oh, they gave it to him already?
Yeah, they got.
Oh,
He got.
okay. I wasn't sure. I missed that part. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. I would assume so. Um, yeah, but yeah. What do you think about the commercials? Any commercials? I mean, back in the day, man, if you know, commercials was a big thing, man. When Super Bowl came on, you get the best of the best commercials, and I still feel like they did up the commercial game, but I don't feel like it was as witty as it once was back in the day. But how do you feel, man? What you was
I'm
you tuned
trying to
into the commercials?
think that the fact that I'm thinking right now, there's not one commercial that really had me. I thought the sloth one was like kind of funny a little bit. And that's about it. He's running from the cops. But other than that, I ain't really get any. Nothing really stuck out like, ooh, that was good. That one right there.
I'm a like a corny joke guy. I like corny jokes.
Yeah,
There was the one joint where they had Seal, the singer Seal,
I
as an
saw that.
actual Seal. That
Yeah,
made me
yeah.
chuckle a little bit. It was corny, but yeah, the Dorito joint with the alien, where they
Oh, I
had the
missed that one.
aliens come. Okay, there was like, yeah, it was just funny because like the alien went in on that dude. Like,
No, for real.
yeah, you had to see that one.
Okay.
But yeah, I did notice that there was a up in entertainment as far as the commercials was concerned, but I still don't think it was nothing like back in the day. Like I feel like back in the day, the wittiness and the laughter that you got out of commercials was different.
Yeah,
Um,
I
but,
agree.
but yeah.
I did see that Snoop Dogg commercial with Snoop Dogg and Brady talking about stop the hate, the little thing that they had together. And I don't know about
Okay,
you, but anything Snoop was on right now,
yeah.
I ain't trying to hear it.
Uh,
Yeah, Snoop was on
yeah,
cancel time, which is
yeah.
crazy. The Uncle Snoop never been on cancel time. For right now, I ain't trying to hear it.
But yeah, man, yeah. Outside of that, man, look, I again, I tell everybody as a Giant fan, I'm an Eagle hater, but at the end of the day, they are the Super Bowl champions, so I can only hats off to them. They now have their second Super Bowl in Eagle history. Giants have four, but yeah. I mean,
more,
now
more. The moral, so not to cut you off, but
no, go
the
ahead.
moral of the story is for people, you have your teams and you want your team to reach the Super Bowl. You need a team to do it. That's the moral of the story. Stop looking for that one guy. Stop looking for that one quarterback. You need a fully functional team. You look at the Eagles today. It was the addition of those two rookie corners, Mitchell, and what's my boy that caught the pick? 33 with the run back.
Oh, DeJean.
Gene, yes. You got them two. They bought in Braun, that middle linebacker. They had a young D lineman, a Jalen Carter, who really just forced things up front, but it was Sweat and forgot the other DN that went crazy today for the Eagles. It was a team win. The reason why those passes were opened up so much was because the team was focused on stopping Saquon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was so many pieces together that got these guys to win this championship. So in these organizations, for you guys that's in that bottom 10 of the league, drafting that one quarterback is not going to save you.
It's not going to save us, but it's important.
It is.
It is important. You do
It is.
want to have your guy to go forward. You need good quarterback play. Again, I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, you preach it to the choir. It doesn't stop with the quarterback though. You definitely need to focus on those trenches, man. And that's no secret. I feel like everybody should know that. But the thing is, man, Patrick Mahomes got people believing that it's not that important. Because you see him out there extending plays and stuff like that. These young guys, they don't understand the importance of a run game in them trenches.
Yep.
And so when they get to these positions where they have to draft early, they're thinking, look, we don't need this, we don't need that. We need to go ahead and get a quarterback to be great. They're looking at Jaden Daniels, they're looking at Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. They're looking at the great quarterbacks in this league, and they're just thinking that once you get that guy, they'll make everything better.
Yeah.
And that's just not how the game operates, man. That's not how you get a ring. But yeah, I agree with you. That's kind of like, my takeaway from this, and I hope Giant fans was kind of paying attention, because this was a masterclass of that. Honestly, masterclass of that. But yeah, I mean, any other takeaways, man, that you got that comes to mind, man, about this game that you?
No, I think I let go. My biggest one is, like I said, your GM made the biggest mistake in history. You can't argue that. A guy comes in the very
we
next.
Can't argue that.
The guy comes in the very next year and runs for the most rushing yards ever in a season.
But why we act like it's so cut and dry though? He didn't have the most rushing yards because it was just him. There was a lot of different components when you're playing against the Philadelphia Eagles that you have to worry about. You have to worry about Jalen Hurts doing something with his legs. You have to worry about AJ Brown over top. You have to worry about Devontae Smith complimenting him. Again, we already mentioned the offensive line being who they are. So you add all of that and you add Saquon. Like, it's not.
You're missing it. These were fundamental decisions made by the Eagles. They got Saquon on a deal to come in and add to what fits them. The Giants had a chance in 2022 to do the same thing.
No, you don't.
They should have that. They had a mobile quarterback in Daniel Jones. Don't pay Daniel Jones all that money.
Okay.
Pay Saquon.
Okay.
Pay that offensive line.
And then what happens? But then you have no quarterback. So then what you do?
They could have then let him go. They had Tyrod.
You're not going nowhere with Tyrod.
They would have went further if they actually established their O-line.
No,
if they used the money for that. Yes, they would.
No, you're not. Tyrod can't.
You guys will be in a better position today.
Now you're undermining the quarterback.
I'm not.
You are. You can't. You still gotta have your guy at QB.
I just watched the quarterback in the first half throw one of the most ugliest interceptions. I just watched him on third down completely miss his best target, and his team was up 24-0 at halftime.
No, but that's not the full story, though.
That's what I saw.
That's not the full story. He still did his job very good. I mean, he still did his job well. At the end of the day. He didn't have to do anything spectacular, but they already created a system.
That's my point.
Where Jalen Hurts didn't have to do.
You literally just said what I just said. That last sentence,
but you said they created
a system.
No, but you can't do that in just a couple years. You know how long you have to build something like this?
That's what I'm saying. Y'all guys had years to do that. You chose to let
not with a new GM. It doesn't work like that. Not with a new GM. You can't it just doesn't snap your fingers and it happens like that.
Well, y'all should have a new one. Y'all should have a new GM.
I agree. But it's not because of what people are acting like it's that simple.
That's my biggest takeaway is that organizations really need to prioritize building up the trenches.
Let me say this, man.
How important it is.
I want to address the people that's been in the comments. You posted a short, and a lot of people who don't know shit about the New York Giants don't know shit about the New York Giants. It's commenting under there talking about what I don't know. If you have to ask me who Dexter Lawrence is, you're not even. Why are you talking to me? Why are you talking to me? You're proven by just talking that you don't know who the New York Giants is. Like, I would understand if you would disagree that New York Dexter Lawrence wasn't the best player on our team. I could understand if you disagree with that. But if you are asking who Dexter Lawrence is, you don't deserve to talk to me. You got to gain your knowledge. You're not knowledgeable enough to have these conversations. Secondly, listen, there's a lot of things that I don't know, and I'll be the first one to tell you. But you little nigglets in the comment section, y'all, there's nothing that y'all could tell me to say I don't know about my team. Yeah, come on, y'all gonna have to do more than that. So I seen the comments, I seen all of y'all talking, but you got to do better, man. When you're not, this is not barbershop talk. Yeah. When you're talking to a giant guy like me, man. You're talking to TP Way, the Giant.
Well, I gotta say to them.
You don't have to come better. You don't have to come.
I gotta defend them because they're not here to speak. But I think most of them were talking about the move, man. They don't see how you guys are undermining this move with Saquon Barkley. Like he just won a Super Bowl, bro.
So I mean,
He
yeah,
just won. What
okay,
you
he
mean?
just won a Super Bowl.
That's not a soul thing. That's not a soul thing. That's
Listen,
not a soul thing.
the reason on why our GM needs to be fired or why he needs to be criticized when it comes to Saquon Barkley is not because we moved on from him. That's not why Giant fans are mad. It's not, because at the end of the day, moving on from him is not something that still to this day that Giant fans aren't tripping about. I think what Giant fans are more frustrated when it comes to Joe Shane is not having a level of direction. Or you being on Hard Knocks, not really understanding how important a certain player is. That could be frustrating. For you to be a GM that doesn't create a well enough roster for you to get past a 3-win season, that is frustrating. You know, there are certain things that that Joe Shane has done on why people feel like we should move on from him.
Listen, you can say all these different things and all that, but let's just look at black and white. Let's look at the truth. Saquon Barkley won. He was the offensive player of the year. The offensive player of the year. You guys let that go out of your building.
Okay.
You guys failed to prioritize that and pay that guy and lock him in his prime.
We offered him the money prior
after. I told you it was a value thing. It's a value piece.
Listen,
don't offer me the money when it's a down market later. Don't do that because you're showing me that you're playing with me. You're showing me you really don't
That's not how business works. That's not how business works.
Well,
and at that point, you can't blame your GM for that. You can't blame your GM.
You can't blame your GM.
No,
because this guy was a offensive player of the year and led his team to a Super Bowl win. That is a generational mistake. This is one win. That's a Super Bowl win.
Well, you know what else? You know what else that kills me? That's what I'm saying. Y'all talk like this is a game, like life is a game of Madden. Why y'all never are considering the injury history that Saquon Barkley has proven time after time? Like everything is so easy to talk in hindsight, but at that point in time, you're not mad at the decision that he makes because it's understandable. Just point blank, period.
Because he won Super Bowl.
So what?
That's not a Super Bowl. That's not a so what.
He won a Super Bowl.
So what?
Because it's
that's the goal. That's it.
Bro, there's so much, but there's so much more elements to it. He won a Super Bowl going on an already stacked team. That's like, come on. That's like if you getting rid of KD and he goes with the Warriors. You're not gonna sit there and be like, "Yo, why we didn't get Steph?" And whatever. It's not that simple. It doesn't work like that.
Teams you can play that with Baltimore. That's a Super Bowl team that can possibly get there. They have the weapons.
They're not at the Super Bowl.
What I'm saying is, but they have the makeup. You can't blame the Eagles for having the makeup. The Chiefs had the makeup. The Ravens had the makeup. The Bills had the makeup.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They're at home with us.
And that's my whole point. So don't act like a Super Bowl win is just so what. Y'all let go of a guy.
I'm saying so what. I'm talking so what in the grand scheme of how it could make us be that team that could make a push in the playoffs. I'm saying so what as far as what is better for us in the long run. As far as roster wise, holding on to Saquon wasn't the best thing for us, and I stand by that. And I'm not mad at that that fact in particularly.
No, that's null and void now. For us to figure out if that was the best thing for you was to see what he does when he left you guys. The fact that as of the last
Saquon doesn't. If Saquon goes
an hour and 30 minutes ago, that conversation is done. It was a mistake. It was the greatest mistake because he's a Super Bowl champion now. He's a Super Bowl champion.
Yes, you go to we understand that, but you go to a stacked squad. It's not like
I don't get it. How hard is it just to say you fucked up? Just say it. Just say it was a big mistake.
That's not where we fucked up at. Why y'all not understanding that?
You're killing me.
Y'all think it is that cut and dry, and it's not that. That's what
I'm trying to go on TV right now. I'm probably gonna be see Saquon on a post freaking conference talking about winning a Super Bowl ring.
This is not matter
with his family and all that. How?
So when a player,
this is the goal.
So if a player loses your team, if a player leaves your team and goes to the Super Bowl, you made a mistake.
If he's that valuable, absolutely.
Okay.
If he led the team, if he led the league in rushing, not even leading the league in rushing. In the history of the NFL, had the most rushing yards in a season.
All right, so then you being a Panther fan, I have to have somebody who's more qualified talking to me because nobody has made more mistakes than you. Then, if that's the case,
I know
nobody's made more mistakes than
I know
than
mistakes.
You said you have no mistakes?
I said I know what mistakes look like.
Oh, all right, then say that then.
That's what I said. What are you talking about? Listen, don't be salty with me because you guys let a
You're just wrong. You're just wrong about the whole thing.
And he's a Super Bowl champion now. As soon as he left, I have nothing to do with that. I'm just telling you what you need to be realizing right now. That you guys in the last 4 years made some generational mistakes. And I mean great mistakes, not little mistakes. I'm talking about some of the greatest mistakes, the worst mistakes I ever seen an organization do. Period.
Maybe so. But what I'm telling you is letting Saquon go is not one of them. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
That makes absolutely no sense.
It does, man.
As right now, he's a Super Bowl champion. That makes no sense.
So what? Like, y'all keep
we can say that. Panthers can say that. We can say we let Christian McCaffrey go to a stacked 49ers team, but guess what? In the long run, what do we get out of that? Our offensive line is built. Our offensive line is built now. We saw Bryce Young go through his mistakes, but now he's playing great quarterback play, and we're actually building a team. We're on that road to success. We won 5 games this year, being and having the worst defense in the history of the NFL, and we still won 5 games, which means.
Hold on. So y'all are in the same boat then? That's us.
No. You're mistaken. No. We're not in the same boat.
How?
We're not in the same boat. We're not in the same boat. We're not in the same boat.
Christian McCaffrey left y'all, and he went to go win with San Fran, right?
He did not win the Super Bowl.
Okay, all right. Well, he went to go dominate.
No,
he went to go dominate.
You're missing it. He did not win the Super Bowl. He was not the NFL leading rusher. He was not the NFL history season leading rusher.
He wasn't the leading rusher that year after he left.
He didn't win MVP. He wasn't Offensive Player of the Year.
Let's go. This is why we don't even got to talk about much because
talk to me.
You know, when you have Google, you don't even have to go back and forth.
I get letting your star guys go if you need to rebuild and really build this thing right. I understand that, but you guys let Saquon go and did absolutely nothing.
We're working on that. We're working on that.
Nah, he won a Super Bowl, man. You guys got to eat that and just say you guys made, like I said, one of the greatest mistakes that GM has made in the history of the NFL. Period. And we cannot play this game that y'all did anything less than that. We cannot play this game.
Let me see. Christian McCaffrey stats in 2023?
Yep.
Let me see here.
Go ahead and look it up. I'm trying to tell you, it's not the case. But that has nothing to do with the fact that he didn't win a Super Bowl.
But still, did he lead in rushing?
You can say all you want, but he didn't win a Super Bowl.
I want to know, did he lead in rushing?
He didn't win a Super Bowl. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Listen, you're never going to see Michael Strahan was waving an Eagles flag before the game.
He damn sure went to a Pro Bowl.
Michael Strahan was waving the Eagles flag before the game. Come on, yo.
And we will deal with that in-house. Just know we will deal with that in-house.
I don't want to hear that.
We will deal with that. And
that was on national TV, man. That ain't in-house. I just know what you can say what about my Panthers, but guess what? You will never see Cam Newton waving no Tampa Bay, New Orleans, or Atlanta flag on national TV. It's not happening. And he's from ATL. He's still not doing that. He's still not doing that. That's just something we ain't doing.
Hey, at least we're not producing guys that would rather win MVP than go get a bowl.
Look, I don't want to undermine what we witnessed today, man. I really think we need to Saquon Barkley put
All right, so I think I was right. In 2023, Christian McCaffrey led the league in rushing.
Okay.
So
What's your
y'all
point?
are. I'm saying y'all pretty much are in the same boat as us.
Did he win Super Bowl? Did he win Super Bowl that year?
No, but it
Was he
still,
offensive player of the year?
arguably
Did he win the Super Bowl?
no.
Well, then what we talk about? What are we talking about?
But that's not the single factor on what makes this.
That is the factor.
Bro,
We gave up a generational talent, but guess what he did? He didn't win the ultimate prize.
But he went to go dominate.
He didn't win the ultimate prize. He's a great talent. Nobody's not saying that. What I'm saying is you guys gave up a generational talent. He led the league in rushing. 1. He had the most rushing yards in the history of the NFL in the season. 2, that's crazy. And then he won a Super Bowl the very next year.
No, I thought he didn't get that record though.
He got the most rushing yards in the season when you add the regular season and postseason. In one season, he has the most rushing yards. He beat Terrell Davis from the Broncos because he had the most rushing yards in the regular season and the postseason, leading them to a Super Bowl.
Well, guess what? He's not going to.
Saquon
that would have never happened on the Giants because if he was with the Giants, he would have been injured by week 5.
If you guys would have focused on your O-line in the beginning, it could have.
No, I mean we did that.
That's the whole point. That's all he tried to prove this year.
We did that.
We had
O-lines, but we had O-lines with him. We had some decent O-lines. I mean, they may not have been elite, but we had some decent O-lines.
Listen,
we never got a full-fledged, motivated, injury prone, like uninjury prone, played the whole season Saquon Barkley. Like,
bro, hey, you sound like a hater right now.
Hey man, I'm just being real.
I'm just gonna be 100% with you.
He's being real. Honestly, I don't want to play. Let me say this. I don't want to play like Saquon Barkley on my team.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Let me
just be real with you. Let me just be real with you because what y'all don't know is TPUA at night. Y'all don't woke up TPUA at night. See, the truth is, I don't want a player whose fiance is a low key racist. I'm sorry. You could.
Now we see. Look,
yeah,
we going off the.
Yeah, we can go with that. Yeah, we could go. Yeah, we could go with that.
I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that. I'm just talking about football production.
Your fiance who's a white woman.
Outside these lines,
no. Saquon Barkley's fiance was caught, or prior to this game, and they need to break. People need to start having this discussion. If you decide to date out your race, that's on you. That's whatever you decide to do. But there has to be some discussions being held, man, especially when you have a white woman who is using the N-word proudly and boldly on social platforms, on social media, and mocking black people around the world, man. And so if you stand by that, if that's what you approve, if that's what you're with, yeah, you're not giant material. Go ahead, do your thing, man. Go ahead with the Eagles.
I'm gonna say this. Do I agree with those things that's happened in his personal life? No. Do I agree that the fact that his fiance was his wife? Which one? I don't know.
I believe fiance, if I'm not mistaken.
The lady that he claims that she was caught. She's not black. She's Caucasian. She was caught tweeting using the N-word on several occurrences.
Yep.
I don't agree with that. But the fact that we're talking about this the night of him winning the Super Bowl is absolutely crazy. On his birthday, when he just led his team to a win. I don't want to hear that right now. We ain't going to sugarcoat. We ain't going to bring this up right now.
No. I mean, no. We're talking about Saquon. Let's really talk about Saquon. Crazy. Let's really talk about him. Here we go, right here. Anna Congdon, the fiance to Philadelphia Eagles star Saquon Barkley, faces backlash over alleged N-word tweets.
Yo, this is hating right here. This is primetime hating.
Are y'all going to stand behind somebody who condones this type of behavior right here?
I'm not.
This is her in 2012. I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke ninja. Y'all okay with that? This is y'all king. Anna Congdon. Here we go. 2013. I thoroughly enjoy calling my mom ninja. That's
a weird tweet, though.
Come on. Oh, we got one more. Replace a Disney movie with Ninja. the Cheetah Ninja. Utterly.
Oh my God. Oh man.
That's what was a little funny. That's the utmost disrespect. That is utmost disrespect. So listen, I'm gonna just say this. Saquon Barkley. Just congratulations. Congratulations. But me, I want to win mine with the team full of integrity and morals. I want to win mine with guys who wouldn't go to the ops after you was solidified, as a giant.
That's out the window.
I want to, I want to.
That's out the window. Once Michael Strahan waved the Eagle flag on national TV, that's done.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with that. Giant fans, we're gonna deal with that. We have a meeting actually first thing in the morning.
But I want to make sure I made this point though. Please, man, big congratulations to Jalen Hurts. His story was incredible. Yeah, especially with the whole Tua situation back in Alabama, be taken out on national TV. Being doubted as a quarterback, going to Oklahoma, and just doing it the hard way. And he's a Super Bowl champion. So big ups to Jalen Hurts, man. For real. Yeah.
No, I can't. If I'm being real, I do like what Jalen Hurts brings to the game, man, and what he stands for, and how he just moves, man. Outside of him being the Eagle, man, I do respect how he approaches the game, man, and on and off the field. Hats off to the Eagles, hats off to Jalen Hurts. And they are Super Bowl champions, man. They are Super Bowl champions. So that's that. So yeah, man, that's all I got for us tonight, man. What you got? Anything else, man? You want to sign us out?
No, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, only thing real quick I wanted to mention the Canelo fight is with Terrence Crawford, so it's not with Jake Paul.
Okay,
make sure everybody know that. I'm trying to tell people. Anyways, I thought he was going to fight Crawford in September. Anyways, if he fought Jake Paul in May, because fighting Jake Paul is a sparring match. It ain't nothing crazy. But yeah, so now he's not fighting Jake Paul anymore. He will fight Terrence Crawford in September. That's his next fight. He has to fight in May, and then he's going to fight Terrence Crawford in September.
Okay. So, okay.
Look forward to that.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
That is huge.
And other thing than that, I'm feeling good right now. Panthers, we're in the all season. We're doing great things around the facility, great things around the organization. I've seen Bryce Young, but people don't know he was leading the NFL within the last, I think it was last 9 games. He was the best quarterback in the NFL, which people don't know that because it's not highly publicized, but it's okay. Time will tell. The season is now officially over. And the greatest thing now is we're back at 0-0. And we got NFL draft talk, which we're going to get into real soon. Yep. I would love to go sit down. We can talk about the Giants, where y'all guys should go.
Real quick, I'll just let you know real quick. I'll show you this, and this is where we going first round. That's all I got to show you. That's all I got to show you right there. Okay. Yeah, that's where we going. So
once again, you guys don't learn. I just went on the whole spiel about overvaluing quarterbacks, and here we go.
You got to get your quarterback at number 3. You got to get a talent like that. You're going to get at number 3. Okay. You're going to get at 3. Maybe you need to see it one more time. That right there, that's called what you solidify. That's a solidified deal right there. You know what I mean? That's it.
Coach Prime will say, hell no.
Hey, man. Coach Prime can't tell him what to do no more, man. That's how he's his own man.
But no, man, that's it, man. We just appreciate you guys for tuning in again. Please go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe to @Proving Grounds here on Instagram and YouTube. And make sure you follow TP Way at TP Way the Giant on Instagram, TP the Giant on X, and TP Way the Giant on TikTok and YouTube.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.